Hello, everybody. Let's get underway with the week 5 announcements. This is what you need to know for week 5 of the spring 2021 semester in Astronomy 151. Many of you are already aware of this, or hopefully everybody's already aware of this, and we've gotten well underway with many of you having completed it. But quiz 2 is this week. The first attempt is today. It's running from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. You log on, you got your 12-minute timer once you start, but you have to complete it by 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I will review the results tonight and tomorrow, and I will release the supplemental info on the Canvas discussion to help us get ready for attempt number 2, so you can improve your score if you choose to use your second attempt, which will be Thursday, the 18th of February, again available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Now, this next one is a 2 weeks away announcement. Exam 1 is looming in the future, and it's 2 weeks from now. It's going to happen during week 7. Exams are run the same way quizzes are, where you get 2 attempts on a Monday and a Thursday with the same time window. So during the Monday of week 7, you will go ahead and log on sometime between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and you will take your first attempt on exam 1. Remember that first attempts are mandatory, so you have to take the first attempt. For exams, you get a 90-minute timer once you start the exam, so you get a good bit of time to complete the 55-question exam. I grade exams out of 50 points, where getting 50 out of the 55 questions correct will earn you a 100%. Every point past that is worth extra credit on the exam. So just so you're aware, put it on your radar. Exam 1 is 2 weeks from today in week 7. So it's going to cover Unit 1, parts 1 through 3. There's a lot of ground in this class. It's everything that we've done so far and what we have coming up for this week and in week 6. To help you study, I give you what I call exam must-knows. The exam must-knows are like quiz hints, except really going into a little bit more detail. They're everything that you must know for the exam. And just like with the quiz hints, it'll be a PowerPoint or PDF, however you want to download it. There'll be a bunch of bullet points, and every question on the exam will have a bullet point somewhere on the must-knows. But not every bullet point will end up being a question. In the exam must-knows, for the first one especially, I'm going to give you some tips and guides on how I think you should prepare for the exam, so how you might want to go about studying it. And then I'll go through in sequential order from Unit 1, Part 1 to Unit 1, Part 3, just telling you what you must know. If you see a question that's unanswered in there or a blank that is not filled out, it is your job to do the studying and to complete that. If you see an example question, you probably want to work it out and make sure you know how to do the solution. If you don't, you want to post somewhere on one of the Canvas discussions where it's appropriate, so you can get that material mastered prior to your first attempt at the exam. So the must-knows, you can access them on Canvas in week 6. I didn't want to clutter up week 5, so they'll just be in the week 6 module, but they really live in the quiz hints and exam must-knows module, which is available to you all the time. It's all the way down at the bottom of the modules, and you can access the exam 1 must-knows. They're already there for you to start perusing and start your studying if you wanted to, or just to put in mind what I find important about what we've covered and what we're going to be covering in the next 2 weeks. If you have questions about my exam policy, since this was a pretty quick summary, make sure that you go onto Canvas and access the syllabus and read about the exam policy there, or go to the key course information module and go to the exam policy. And that should get you sorted. And we have 2 weeks, so I'll be squeaking out information as we get closer and closer and closer. I just want this on your radar. I always try to give you 2 weeks notice for exams. All right, so since the exam is coming up, and I've mentioned this here or there throughout this semester, but I want to make sure that everybody's aware that there are a lot of extra credit opportunities for this class. And the way that I'm doing extra credit opportunities is that you get 3 chances to earn plus 1% added to your overall grade in this class before every major exam. So before exam 1, you can do one of the 3 extra credit assignments. You can repeat that by doing different material before exam 2. And then you can repeat it again before exam 3. And then you can repeat it again before the final exam. So that gives you 12 total opportunities to earn extra credit, where each one is one whole percentage point added to your final grade. Now, I do set a cap that the maximum amount of extra credit you can earn is plus 5%. So you have 12 opportunities to earn that plus 5%. You have three chances before every exam. So you can access the extra credit assignments. They're under a Canvas module called Extra Credit Opportunities, very appropriately named. And you'll see that all the exam one extra credit opportunities are available to you, or before exam one extra credit opportunities are available to you. And the three types that you can do is you can write an essay on a space mission, NASA, ESA, or pick any space agency in the world that you really like. Find a past, current, or future space mission and go ahead and write about it. What are the scientific objectives? When's the launch date, or when was it launched? What did we learn from it? And you have to include some references as well. All the instructions are there on Canvas under the Extra Credit Opportunities module. Another one is write an essay on a famous astrophysicist, very similar to the space mission, and you'll research a living or dead astrophysicist, famous astrophysicist from any part of humanity's history, and you'll learn about them, talk about how they contributed to the field, how they relate to the material in this course, and you have to cite some references. And then the third one is a little bit of a creative opportunity. So create a lesson on a course concept. So pick something like maybe the solar day versus the sidereal day, or what parallax is, or how uh, angular size and distance are inversely proportional to one another, or the force of gravity. Pick some major key concept and create your own 3 to 5 minute lesson, probably filmed as a video that you'll submit. If you want to make slides or you just want to talk, if you want to work with a whiteboard, however you want to create a lesson and submit that. I found by being a teacher for these introductory astronomy courses, even though I'm only reviewing 100 level material and I've studied all the way through graduate school and have extensive experience as a professional astronomer, I gained the deepest knowledge of astronomy by teaching this course over and over and over again, being forced to go and wrestle with these concepts and think about how I can communicate them effectively and clearly to somebody else. Because if you can communicate the idea effectively and clearly to somebody else, you have to have some mastery and understanding of it. That's the goal of this one, is to have you do a very small version of that process, and hopefully you will become a master of the concept that you choose to share. If it's a really, really good one, I might actually reach out to you and ask to start some sort of an archive or catalog of additional supplemental lessons, because you will probably produce material that will connect better with students than I will, because you are students and you actually know how to communicate with one another better than I do, because it's been honestly about 20 years since I've been an undergrad. All right, so those are the extra credit opportunities. If you have any questions, email me about that. Make sure you check out the extra credit opportunities module. And then the final major announcement for this week is this Thursday, a historic event is going to happen. The next Mars rover, what used to be called Mars 2020, now named Perseverance, is going to land on Mars's Jezero crater. This is happening this Thursday, the 18th of February, and the predicted landing time is approximately 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an amazing mission. We're hoping and crossing our fingers for a successful sky crane landing. And then we'll have the rover on the surface of Mars in Jezero crater, which is a ancient crater that was once a lake, and it'll be searching for signs of life. It'll be investigating the ancient climate of Mars, and it even has a helicopter equipped, and it'll do the first flight of anything on another planet in our solar system. That is more of a proof of concept, like can we actually fly something on another planet, than actual scientific gathering, but hopefully it'll all work. And the proof of concept will mean that we can design scientific missions based on these drones that we can fly around on, say, Mars or any other solar system body that we can get to that has an atmosphere. There is going to be a watch party for this. Our astronomy club is hosting a watch party this Thursday. It's going to be from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. There will be an in-person session. I'm gonna get some details to see on how you can attend this. Because of the coronavirus, we do have restrictions, like masks will be required, and we have a maximum capacity of 48 people that can fit in room 415 in the Nielsen Physics and Astronomy building. I will be getting details on if you can just show up to that. The way that I recommend and the way I will be attending is I'll be attending virtually. So we'll have a virtual option as well. And as soon as the Astronomy Club gives me the information on how to connect to their virtual version of the watch party, I'll be sending it out to you all. And I'm even trying to convince them to let me give a short little talk about water on Mars or some other related topic. Okay, now we have the announcements out of the way. And finally, the assignments. So this is your reminder in case you've been slipping on checking the schedule. The week 5 engagement exercise is due this Sunday, the 21st of February at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Same as always with our engagement exercises. Homework 3, Unit 1, Part 2, the second half of the Part 2 homework is due Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 17th of February at 11:59 p.m. And then on the horizon, what do we have coming up? Next week is homework 4, Unit 1, Part 3. That's due next week during week 6 on the 24th of February at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. It's already available to you. The Canvas discussions should be available to you as well. So you can start working ahead if you want. And notice that gets us all the way through Unit 1, Part 3. So there'll be no further homework until after Exam 1. All right, thank you for tuning in to this week's announcements. Be sure to check out the document version of those and be sure to check out those extra credit opportunities and attend the watch party for the historic Mars Perseverance landing this Thursday.